Alright there, Procrastinauts, my name's Pleborian, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Last time we were here, we were having a mess around on the moon, getting ourselves some bases up, and epically failing at trying to land a legacy replica made out of the base parts. It didn't go down too well, couldn't quite get the SAS to do its job properly, and the RCS kept running out, and you guys saw what happened. It was a mess, it was fun, but it was a mess, and I just wouldn't be beaten by it, but in the end, it did beat me, which wasn't a good thing. Bit bad news though on the start of this. I have gone and erased all my mission history, so we're going to be starting this over again, but I've managed to fix a few issues that were stopping me from doing this probably last time. So we can begin a new mission, we can do this legitimately, and it's going to be fun. And because the Mars Curiosity lander actually landed on Mars yesterday, I'm going to be using something very similar to that. But first off, as I'm going to get into this screen here, I'm going to bring you some more Kerbal news! Yeah! Alright, it's not really Kerbal news, but it is some more juicy pictures for you guys to have a good butt chat, because I know you guys liked this last time I did this. I'm going to mention now, this is a big ass disclaimer, that these images that I'm putting up now are work in progress images. They are subject to change. Do not take this as a finished product, and we are good to go. I mean, I don't want to be bollocked by the developers for putting out false information out there, so I do want to stress that these are work in progress, so make sure you take that with you. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my monster drink, and we're going to go to the first image. You remember this, right? This was the red planet. This was the one I showed you last time. Now, I think this image is slightly different from the last couple that I showed you, because on those last images, a few people said on the forums that the ground was a little bit too red, and I think what's happened here is this is the reskinned red planet that we've got, which still looks pretty fucking awesome if you ask me. I mean, it doesn't look as red, which is a bit of a gutter because I really did like that red. It was a really nice colour, but this looks more realistic, and I quite like this. Not really much to talk about on this one, I just thought I'd show this one up first. But the next one is something completely new. If we go over to it now, I love doing that. This one, completely different planet. This one is a purple planet, a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple planet. Packer. I don't know, I couldn't finish that off. So what can we see from this image then? Not a great deal. Some purple mountains in the background, very, very nice purple sky. Looks a little bit too purpley for my liking, but this is the Kerbal system after all. These planets are supposed to look wondrous and completely alien to all of us. So I quite like this. I'm just trying to discern whether that parachute that's coming out of the pod there is a different kind of parachute than the one we got at the moment. It looks like there's more than one parachute there, whereas the new big parachute is a single parachute. That looks like it's more of a triple parachute, but I don't know. The image resolution isn't too easy to tell. But enough about that one. We're going to move to our next image, and swing! Alright, now we're back with the red planet in the middle of the screen again. This time, rather than being on it, we are on that little moon. Now, on the last episode where I put images up, we were like the pod that we saw was landed on the moon. Landed on this red planet, looking up at the moon. Now, I'm assuming this is the same thing, but looking down at the red planet from that moon, and that red planet looks very well done. I do like the look of that from a distance. Not much to say. I don't notice any new pod parts, but these images are quite small resolutions, so they are quite hard to tell. Not much to say about this one, but have a good look at that red planet, and we shall switch to the next one. Swing! And this one we've got here is, well, this is a view of a green planet. Now, a lot of people have speculated that this could be the gas giant that's been added to the system. I don't know what to say. I mean, that planet looks very, very bland. And I can fucking hear a drill outside. I hope you guys can't hear that. God damn it! At least it's not next door's kids depressing the fuck out of me with their happiness and whatnot. But yeah, so this is possibly the gas planet that we've got. As you can see, that just to the left of the planet, there's a little speck. Now that could be the star. A star in the natural background of the sky or space or whatever you call it when you're actually out in space. Because the There are stars there, little white specks. They don't actually have any bearing on what they are. They're just nothing there. But that one to the left there, I am convinced is a planet, because if we switch to the next, no, not a planet, I mean, if we switch to the next image, swing, okay, then we are a lot closer to this big green planet now. We're also on a pretty new moon, which I do quite like the look of. I like the colour of it. It's a nice teal colour, and as you can see, we've got the big ass green planet at the background. From what we can see in the image, not a lot of discernible properties about it. You can't really tell if there's any lines, so that kind of furthers the suspicion that this could be the gas giant. Still unknown if it is or not. Anything could change at this point, but it does look quite cool, although a bit bland. But I imagine a gas giant does look bland. I mean, Jupiter's a gas giant. That looks kind of cool, but who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? And for the final image, although it's not a new planet, I did want to show this off because I think it's kind of cool. Swing! This, as you remember if you played any version previous to 0.16, is a statue of the old Mark 1 pod, which was originally a placeholder. Now, because the Mark 1 pod has been replaced recently with Nova's new one-person Mark 1 pod, this is just a little memorial statue to say, oh, thank you for serving us, original Mark 1 pod. You have served us well, and you will always be remembered. And I think that's quite a nice touch. I'm going to investigate that. As soon as the patch hits, I'm going to go take a quick look at that when it comes along. But now, I'm going to swing back to the game. Swing! Fucking quality. Now, I'm hoping I can edit these images out so this audio doesn't go out last time I tried doing this, because it was out very, very slightly, but not enough to notice. Or at least I shouldn't think so. No one's made a comment about it on the comment section. But if you notice, leave a comment on this video. And now, with all that fucking done, I can carry on with this game. So, as I told you before, all my old rockets are gone. Everything is gone, and that fucking drill is doing my head in. Bear with us 1 second, guys. Right. Sorry about that, people, but that was really annoying, and I had a feeling that you guys might have been able to hear that this time around. That was quite loud. So, I'm going to have a bit of an issue with pulling my cables around because they all seem to be tangled. As is the case with my keyboard, mouse and headphones, they always seem to do this. But, yes, where was I? Spacecraft, none. Don't have any. So, what we are going to do today is I'm going to start off with this. Now, originally, this pod here, I think if you use the Nova Punch Remix pack, then it comes with 3 Kerbals in it, even though it's supposed to be unmanned. Now, I've manually edited the CFG, and I will tell you how to do this now. If you go to the parts folder and search up the MP_unmanned pod, I think it's called, and you go on that, the module type, I think, is command pod. Now, you can change that to mechjeb pod, I think it is. I'm not 100% on this, don't quote me on it. You can find a exact copy of the text that you need in the module of, say, a proper mechjeb unmanned command pod, which I think comes with the mechjeb mod itself. Link in the description if you need that. And all I've gone and done is going to change it from a 3-person pod to an unmanned pod, so we can launch this with no fear of Kerbals being blown up, which is a good thing because today is going to involve a lot of testing and a lot of blowing up. Now, I had a practice with this last night a bit. The success rate was about 25% of this rocket, but I managed to fix the issues. And these were the issues I was talking about at the start of the episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feature a new mod before I speed this up, because now we are partnered with TGN. Also, if you'll notice this, if you look up in the top right hand corner, you will see a TGN logo. That's part of our partnership. Something I'm doing. Don't have to do it, but I think it looks cool. I now get music because of being partnered with TGN. That's what I'm trying to say. I now get access to certain music, and it's free to use commercially for my videos as part of the TGN contract, which I think is quite cool. So I'm going to be able to get something cool going on for you guys. But first off, I want to go through the top section of this pod. Now, in light of the recent Mars Curiosity landing that we had going off for us, I am going to be doing a Curiosity style pod. Well, I say pod, but this part is going to be attached to the sky crane. Now, if you know what the Curiosity is, you know what the Sky Crane is. It's this thing. It's huge. It's amazing. It's pretty damn awesome, and I think it works really well as a mod in this game. Albeit it can be a bit funny if you're trying to use it without the parts it was meant to be used. Like, I'm building it like this now, and I need to build it slightly different to the configuration it's used to. So I'm just going to quickly build this just to show you how to put this together, as it can be a bit of a pain in the arse. The first thing I put on was the winch anchor. Now that's basically the coupler that connects the winch up. I won't be using this because, as you can see, it's already in there nicely. But never mind. I'm just going to take some of these. These are just the standard fuel tanks that come with it. You'll notice that it's kind of diving into the pod as well, but because this is unmanned and parts don't connect with each other like they used to, this shouldn't be a problem. Right, okay, nice. Put as many of these bastards as I can. Alright, nice. So next stage I want some side RCS ports, of course, that's what they're called. Stick them on. Triple symmetry, of course. Next stage I want a SAS on the top. Right, normally what I'd do is we would put these on. I'm just going to show you how to do these properly, but I'm not going to do it properly. So I'm going to take this, we're going to turn off snap to angles off, and what you'd normally do is, if you want to build the Sky Crane with the LA, I forgot what it's called, the Prometheus Solar Rover, then this is kind of what you'd do to set it up, because it seems to work perfectly like this. Now, like I said, I'm not going to do it like this, I'm going to do this differently, because the rocket requires it. And if I try to fly this in space with the payload attached to it, it spins around and it doesn't fly level. It's horrible. What's that written there? ADV SAS. Never noticed that before. But yeah, that's kind of how the Sky Crane's supposed to look, with the addition of a winch in there. So if you fancy trying out this mod, link in the description, then you now know how to build this. So I'm going to take these off. And we're going to do this properly. I say properly, but this is all slapdash, so give me one of these. And give me strength, that's what I fucking need. Give me strength. Where is this? Aha! Orbital achievement device. Right, perfect. And that's all we need. So that is our... I'm not going to call this a lander, I'm going to call this a lunar approachment vehicle. Yes, the lunar approachment vehicle, the LAP. That's what I'll call it. So that's good enough for me, and if it's good enough for you, blah 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 blah. So on that note, now we're done. Snap to angles back on, because I'm going to have to build this properly, and also got to remember how I do this as and when. So god damn it. Right, now I've got this, so without further ado, 3, 2, 1, go. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's a fucking beast. This is a variation of the Apollo that I made with an additional amount of thrust. Fucking 3 extremely heavy solids, 3 side boosters that will also charge the main tank, and of course the top stage. Now I have had to strut the hell out of this, and I'm still not 100% on this thing's success rate. It could fucking all go tits up, but never mind. This is as close to the one that I designed last night. I would put fairings on, but these don't fit, so I'm just going to send it up like this. Another thing you might have noticed, I did this here. Now, why did I do this? Now, things I have noticed is that you can get a lot of wobble on in this game very easily. We all know rockets have a tendency to wobble if you don't strut it. Now, with the addition of the cargo pod, this thing here, it has a tendency to let other parts slip through other parts of your rocket, and before you know it, your rocket's in fucking pieces and you have no idea how it got there. Now, I tried to counteract this by adding struts to every single possible point that avoids the decouplers. Hopefully this should in theory work, but again, I don't know. I don't know at all, but it should be good, should be interesting to watch, and regardless. So we're going to take this, we're going to launch it. Oh, I haven't even called it something. God damn it. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Entitled Spacecraft. So let's have a look at see how this goes. Now normally when I do this, these boxes have a... yeah, look at that, it's got stuck. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to come back when those things are able to move, because right there they're in the way and they're fucking very obnoxious. So give us, well, it'll take a couple of seconds. Back soon. Alright, that only took about 10 minutes. Pain in the fucking arse. But yeah, sometimes because I've got multiple drilling stations attached to my rocket, these can have a tendency to crash my user interface out. So I'm not gonna arse around too much, hopefully, any more than I have to, because that took too long. I'm going to swig of my monster to energise oneself. You'll notice as well that I've got MechJeb open in the corner. Now, I don't think I've actually had a chance to show this off yet, so I'm going to. It's pretty simple. This is the Ascent autopilot. If I bring this out, you can see it's ticked up there. And what this is going to do is I'm just going to have a quick look at this. We want to be at 100 kilometers or for all stage delay or to WhatsApp. That's perfect. Okay, so edit path. This is the bog standard path that MechJeb will give you. You can adjust this as you see fit, but I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're going to engage the autopilot. We're going to minimize it, and we're going to start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And so the unmanned pod launches. As you can see in the corner here, which I didn't mention a minute ago, there's no cables. No cables whatsoever. Totally unmanned. So even if this does break or blow up or just fail in any way, shape or form, then no cable lives lost. Jeb gets to live to fly another day. Because let's face it, seeing as I've just deleted my craft history, he would have been most definitely the first Kerbal out of the door, and I don't want poor Jebediah to die. Not like that anyway. But never mind, we're going up. Rocket's going up. We haven't blown up just yet, but there are certain stages where I will consider it safe. Now I don't know if you saw that then, but you can see judderings. Not so much the wobblings that it does, judderings and wobblings, fucking hell. But every so often you'll see the rocket just go and just really violently shudder. Now that is what I'm trying to avoid. I think it's something to do with the latest patch. I can't be too sure on what caused it. Okay, we're going for the gravity turn, that's good news. Solid's going to run out any second, and MechJeb will completely do it all itself. Yep, there we go. Oh shit! Oh no! Mission abort, man! Crap. I honestly have no idea if this has the power to make this now, but we're going to find out regardless. Oh dear, it took its own engines off. That's not good at all. How are we doing for speed? We're slowly going back up. Wow. Okay, so that wasn't according to plan. We still could make it, although I'm not that confident on this thing's ability to do it without that. I mean, oh god, we're not picking up as much height. The Apo's going down and down and down. This could be wrong. So I spent fucking 10 minutes arsing around with these drill controls just for it to do that. Why did it do that?